Hey everybody, welcome back to another video for We Go Podcast, aka What Else Is Going On Podcast, a podcast which the audio version can be found wherever you listen to your podcast. New episodes do drop every Tuesday and Friday. And later on today, I will actually be recording with two people that I think y'all will really like. Some of y'all probably already know who they are. But for right now, I just wanted to come down here, talk to y'all real quick about some things that came across the timeline on the yahoo.com mail that comes up, all that stuff. So let's get into it. First off, let's talk about Chris Stokes. So for those of you that don't know, Chris Stokes was the manager of B2K, which included Omarion, Raz B, J Boog, and Little Fizz. Some years back, Raz B came out and accused Chris Stokes, the manager, of molesting him and his brother when they were children. So those rumors have been out circulating for a while. And then back May of 2023, last year, Raz B, there was a video posted to social media where he was climbing out of a window and up to the rooftop of a Kansas City hospital. And he was saying that Raz B doesn't feel safe. I'm just telling y'all, Raz B doesn't feel safe. The police were called and all of that. Then he took to Instagram in a post that has since been, of course, deleted. That was May of 2023 last year, but it got deleted soon after. And this is what he said. He posted a picture of him and Chris, and he said, "I'm a made man. Here it goes. Truth, truth. Mature, grown DeMario after countless counseling. I was abused by my bro brother and others. They all used and abused me like a rag doll. By the time my cousin took custody over me, his cousin being Chris Stokes, I was a mess. He was not my enemy. I focused all my pain, frustration, and anger built up from my past and took it out on my cousin. And I never understood why. Maybe because B2K broke up and he was no longer in my life. Chris was never my pain. He was my protector, my peace, my friend." Now, remember, so Raz had said that Chris abused him and his brother. May of last year, he put this statement out and said that it never happened. Chris was actually his protector. Chris then I'm sorry, Raz also added, "Chris was never that guy. I made the world think he was. I remember why my cousin fought so hard to save me, because I needed Chris, and then I attacked the only person who helped me. It's time to let the world know the truth. Love you, my cuz. Chris, I pray you continue to be my peace and protector. I miss you. P.S. MH has always been my favorite artist. Immature all day." Then Chris responded, um, at the time that the allegations had come out about him molesting Raz and his brother. Chris spoke out and said, "All the allegations they made are false. I'm not gay and I'm married and I have 4 kids. I've been with my wife for 16 years. I'm not a child, Esther with an M. So those are all false allegations. I'm going to sue them. And I owe that to my wife and kids, period. It's ridiculous." Well, now his ex-wife has come out, honey. Okay. According to Hollywood Unlocked, Chris Stokes' ex-wife, Moni Morton, addresses the alleged sexual assault. I was trying not to say it, allegations against him. "I can confirm that he committed these acts." In a post, she said, "I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my 4th child. He has faced accusations of SES acts, and I know to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. I can confirm that he committed these acts, and it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. Now it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. For the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated time to self-improvement, working on my mental, physical, and emotional well-being, often in solitude. At this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself, to heal and live long, healthy, productive lives. I seek justice. Hashtag Chris Stokes, hashtag Marcus Houston, hashtag accusations, hashtag truth, hashtag reality." So many questions, like, and I know maybe these aren't even questions that we're owed the answer to, but I feel like her coming out and saying this, it's like, when did you know that, he was this predator? Because that's what she said, this alleged predator. When did you find out? Were you threatened? did he assault you in some type of way? Just questions that, like I said, we may not even want or need the answer to, but I really do want to know, like, when did you find this out? And speaking out publicly now, what are we going to do with this information? Are you going to go to local authorities? Is it too late? I don't know. I just, when we've heard these allegations for so long, and then Raz B took them back last year, and then she's saying, no, they are indeed true. At this point, I just want any victim of any abuse to have justice served to them, and that their abusers and these predators be taken down and brought to justice. Really, I do. So we don't know where the story goes from here. I'm definitely going to keep watch and see if any new developments occur. But yes, Chris Stokes' ex-wife has come out and said that he is guilty of these crimes. So let's talk about Mr. Kevin Hart and Tasha K. I have suffered. Kevin Hart pleads with judge for restraining order against Tasha K, demands ex-assistant's interview be taken down. Kevin Hart asked the court to grant him a temporary restraining order that would force blogger Tasha K to take down the video of her interview with his ex-assistant Maisha Shakes, which he alleged was full of defamatory claims. According to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, on Friday, the comedian filed a declaration as part of his lawsuit against Tasha K and Maisha, where he said his reputation and career were on the line. Last month, Kevin sued Tasha K and Maisha over an interview the blogger conducted with Kevin's ex-assistant. The entertainer said Maisha made several false claims about him. Kevin said before Tasha posted the video on her YouTube channel, an associate of hers reached out to his team and offered to not post it in exchange for $250,000. Kevin said he refused to pay the fee and instead called the police. Tasha posted the interview with Maisha despite being sent a cease and desist by Kevin's lawyer. The comedian filed a lawsuit for civil extortion and defamation. In his lawsuit, he said Tasha had an established history of posting defamatory and otherwise improper content regarding celebrities. In his newly filed declaration, the comedian said the recent allegations made by his ex-assistant on Tasha's YouTube channel have harmed his career. He wrote, working in the entertainment industry, my livelihood depends in large part on my reputation and the public's perception of me. That perception is of particular concern in light of the fact that I'm involved in a number of family-oriented projects, such as the Jumanji franchise, Fatherhood, Captain Underpants, The Secret Life of Pets, and others. Kevin added, I also endorse various national brands, and those endorsement deals depend in part on a public perception of my reputation, respectability, and character. I mean, well, some of those have been called into question, but in his declaration, Kevin revealed Maisha worked for him from August 2017 to October 2020. The entertainer said as part of her exit agreement, he agreed to pay Maisha $30,000 per year and provided her with health insurance for 3 years. He added, after my refusal to pay, the interview was published. After its publication, I watched the interview and saw that in addition to discussing private matters in breach of the NDA, Shakes made statements about me that were simply false, including that I supposedly made a secret video recording of a sexual encounter and faced criminal charges regarding that supposed incident. I did not record any such video, and I have never faced criminal charges in connection with that alleged incident or any related matters. A judge has yet to rule on Hart's motion for a temporary restraining order. Between that coming out, that was filed on Friday by Kevin, he filed for a temporary restraining order against Tasha so that Tasha has to take down the video interview she did with his ex-assistant, Maisha Shakes. We then talked a couple of days earlier about Cardi B finding out about some accounts some trust that Tasha K may not have been honest about during her bankruptcy proceedings. Miss Tasha K got a lot going on this week. I wonder, a part of me does wonder if she's excited that she's maybe in the news so much, the news cycle. Like right now, I don't know. I know for me, I would just be like, man, it's really a lot going on. I hope all parties involved get whatever justice they're supposed to get. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some Bravo news, y'all. Miss Lanithia Leaks. So Nene Leaks says the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast needs some fresh blood. Nene Leaks, the former star of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, has some strong opinions about the current state of the show. In an interview at LAX on Wednesday, January 17th, she didn't hold back, criticizing the show's declining ratings and suggesting that the producers need to make some drastic changes. Leaks believes it's time for the show to bring in some fresh blood. She argued that constantly relying on the same cast members year after year is becoming stale and uninteresting for viewers. While she doesn't advocate for a complete reset like the Real Housewives of New York, she insisted that at least half of the current cast should be replaced. Leaks admitted that she no longer watches the show herself. Instead, she relies on social media clips to stay updated. According to her, the show just isn't the same that it used to be. I can agree. In that same interview, she spoke highly of Kim Zolciak, the one that she said was racist, suggesting that there may be potential for reconciliation. Despite her harsh words, Leaks believes she could offer something valuable to the show and help improve its ratings. However, she isn't eager to return. She has had a tumultuous relationship with the show, accusing executives and fellow cast members of racism in 2022. So, I mean, I agree. They do need some type of freshness. And I don't know if that freshness necessarily means bring recycling, because it could bring a freshness to that the show has definitely been missing. I do agree. I've always loved Nene. Sometimes some of the things she does and says makes me clench right on up. But that's all of these reality TV people, right? So would y'all like to see Nene back on the show? I know we've talked about this and said it's never going to happen. And then a couple months ago, there was chatter that she was coming back because she was following Bravo again and Bravo was following her, even though I never got to the bottom of if they had ever stopped unfollowing each other. I don't know. So there was chatter that maybe she's coming back. Maybe they're opening the door for her to come back. I don't know. But again, I do agree that it does need some fresh blood. Atlanta was always my favorite, always held my heart. Atlanta is what brought me into the Housewives franchise. So I just hope that they get it right, even if they have to take their time. As of now, we know none of the OGs, or I won't even say OGs, but no one from the most recent cast has been given a contract yet. So we'll see. Speaking of housewives and being the reason for the season, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So if y'all watched part 2 of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, was it part 2 or part 1? When Lisa said that she was the reason Salt Lake City came. Lisa said a lot of things. But anyway, she said she was the reason Salt Lake City had came about. However, according to TV Deets, Mary Cosby is the reason hashtag RHOSLC exists. NBC executive Noah Sampton tells The Hollywood Reporter. It originally came to Bravo through original cast member Mary Cosby. Somebody had discovered her as a great character. She was pitched, and we started to find other characters along with her. Once the development team started to dig in and meet people there, they realized that it was just such a hotbed of interesting, unique personalities. It wasn't planned as Housewives. We kind of just fell into it. I went out to Salt Lake with our development team and our other executive at the time, Shiona Mix, and we met all the women. I'd already been blown away by the casting tape that I saw, and every woman that I met was even better in person. We met everybody for drinks at a bar, and then Shiona and I left, and the housewives all stayed there. And then we heard all these stories the next day where a huge argument broke out and somebody got thrown out of the bar. They were housewives already before we even started filming. So it's interesting that Lisa sat up there and said it was because of her, but now we have the NBC executive Noah Sampton telling The Hollywood Reporter Mary was the reason. It's interesting that he would come out and say that now, especially after the reunion, you know, the part that Lisa said it in, after that has already aired. What do y'all think? I know people definitely have different opinions and views on Mary Cosby. Some say they can't stand her. Some say Mary is a show. Some say she brings the comedic relief. I personally like Mary. I like seeing her on the show. I'm glad she's a part of the show, but I can also admit that some of the things she says, I'm like, girl, Mary. But I also feel like I understand her a little bit too. So We shall see if she'll become a full-timer next season. I feel like after this conversation she had at the reunion um, with Whitney and with Heather and about Mormonism and why she had thought the way she did, I wonder if that opens the door for her and Whitney, because Whitney was on Watch What Happens Live a couple weeks ago and said her and Mary were good now. So I wonder if that's going to open the door for her to want to come back on full time and actually participate, because I do want her to participate, because when she's in, she's good. But sometimes I was kind of annoyed, like, Mary, come on, when everything was like, nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it. I get it, but also you're here, right? So I hope that she does come back and is ready to fully participate. I wonder if her and Monica will link up. If they do, I feel like that will then bring Whitney and Meredith onto their team. Mark my words, watch and see. Y'all, let's talk about some more Real Housewives. Let's talk about Miss Annemarie Wiley from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So Annemarie Wiley responds to the RHOBH backlash and being called out by the American Society of Anesthesiologists. She has a picture of herself and says, the esophagus storyline was not funny. Watching the show back now, I hate the storyline just as much as everyone else. I would be mad at me too. It was a line of questioning I should have never started, and for that, I sincerely apologize. That storyline was unauthentically dragged on for far too long, and I have been dragged through the mud in the process. I just want to highlight the real, in quotes, in reality TV. I do not condone the ASA's defamation campaign. I am a CRNA, a certified registered nurse anesthetist. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that. Anesthetist. I'm extremely proud of my profession. I will not be accused of title misappropriation because a castmate needed a storyline on a reality TV show. This is my real life and my career. I am not an anesthesiologist, nor have I ever claimed to be one. I have immense respect for physician anesthesiologists, and I ask that the ASA and other anesthesiologists, wait a minute, I have immense respect for physician anesthesiologists, and I ask that the ASA and other anesthesiologists show respect to CRNAs as well. This type of unhealthy discourse only causes friction and professional division. Political issues exist between physician anesthesiologists and CRNAs, which explains their current attack on me and the CRNA profession. Our goal as anesthesia providers should always be working together in order to best serve our patients, not competing with one another. My aim is to educate the public on who CRNAs are and what we do in providing the highest quality of anesthesia care to those we serve. So yeah, what do y'all, was making sure there wasn't any more. So what do y'all think? I will say this. I don't care for her. I don't care for, in the words of her husband in Kempire, I don't care for 8.5. I can say that. However, I did kind of look twice, like when the ASA came out and spoke, I was like, that's interesting. I don't know. I did think like, wow, I was shocked that they commented. What's also interesting is Dr. Tiffany Moon spoke out about what Annemarie said. Dr. Tiffany from Dallas, Dr. Nicole from Miami spoke out, and then the ASA. I've noticed she has said something to the ASA about she doesn't condone, them speaking out. She responded to Dr. Nicole, but I wonder why she never responded to Dr. Tiffany about what she had to say. I'm just curious about that. But yeah, I can be honest. I try to be fair, or what I think is fair, and be honest and say that I did kind of look at the ASA like, y'all are speaking out. Also, I noticed in her post when she said, due to a castmate's need for a storyline, of course, we know she's talking about Crystal. And then she said she never said that she was an anesthesiologist. I don't know, because we kind of caught you in a little bit of a lie, or maybe your memory failed you in those moments when you said you didn't bring up the eating disorder, which you did. So I don't know. I do think Annemarie, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is a one and done. Are there any of y'all that would like to see her back and like to see her character develop on the show? Me personally, I'm good, love. She can enjoy somewhere else. So let me know what y'all think. Let's talk about Salt Lake City again. Back to Salt Lake City. So all over, oh, I'm sorry, it's all over. Real Housewife of Salt Lake City star Monica Garcia's lawsuit against Heather Gay's beauty lab dismissed after she accuses brand of botched job. After Heather and Monica argued about the lawsuit on the reunion, Monica's case was shockingly dropped. Monica, 39, filed a counterclaim lawsuit against Beauty Lab and Laser a few months ago after the medical spa sued the reality star for not paying off her alleged $2,000 debt. Monica claimed Beauty Lab performed a defective lip plumping procedure on her, similar to a Botox injection. Now, in a new court filing, exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, a Utah judge has officially dismissed Monica's lawsuit on January 17th. After reviewing all corresponding pleadings, the court dismissed her case since her claim is time barred by the statute of limitations, and Monica failed to obtain a certificate of compliance from the Division of Professional Licensing. The court further stated that a hearing on the motion would not be helpful since the law is clear and straightforward in this matter. However, Heather Gay's company lawsuit against Monica is still active. The U.S. Sun has reached out to Monica's attorney for comment. So Monica's countersuit has been dismissed. However, Heather's remains. So I'm guessing that they are going to go ahead and go after Monica for the $2,000. And I believe the attorney's fees. Yes, the brand is not backing down until Monica pays the $2,000 she owes for beauty services she got done on her nose and lips, plus pre and post judgment interest, costs, and attorney's fees. So we'll see how that plays out. If Monica is going to come back for the next season, if that is going to come up. So do y'all want to see Monica come back? Were y'all okay with her coming on, disguising her, not even disguising, but not revealing she was reality volunteers? Are y'all okay with the way she came in? Because I still go back and forth. I still kind of feel uneasy. Like if I was a cast member, I might would feel a little uneasy and hesitant in sharing any real information about myself or family with Monica. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. So that's it for right now. I will talk to y'all later. Thank you again for watching the video. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for commenting and subscribing and sharing. And I will definitely see y'all later. Bye.